All right, so, when you think about the Delhi crime branch, you probably picture, like, hardcore detectives.
Yeah.
The kind of guys who are out there busting doors down, doing those late-night stakeouts.
Right. Right.
But what if I told you that their most recent bust was something you'd expect to see, like, straight out of a Bollywood movie?
Hmm.
I mean, we're talking about going undercover as, like, a glamorous Instagram model.
Oh, wow. That's pretty wild.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to imagine, those two worlds colliding.
It is. It's like a total clash of realities.
Totally.
And this wasn't just some random, like, online game they were playing.
Right.
This was very specifically targeted
Okay.
at a guy named Manoj Kumar. And, his name might not be super familiar to everyone,
Right.
but this guy's story is insane. Like, we're talking about a convicted murderer,
Oh, wow.
part of the Gogi gang,
Mm.
and he had, like, a real knack for vanishing after they granted him parole.
Oh, geez.
So we've been digging into all the details of this case.
Mm.
And, what we really want to do today is go beyond just the basic news reports
Yeah.
and really get into, like, the how and the why of this whole crazy capture.
I think that's a great idea because, the method of arrest is certainly interesting, but there's a lot more to unpack here.
Absolutely.
They were talking about Kumar's history, the fact that this kind of police work actually works, and also what it says about some of the bigger problems that we're facing.
So let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the Delhi police essentially invented a whole online persona, like from scratch.
Really?
Yeah, they created this profile of this stunning model/actress supposedly living the high life in Mumbai.
Oh.
So you've got, like, the serious and dangerous work of tracking down a fugitive,
Yeah.
and then you've got this picture-perfect, carefully curated world of Instagram.
It's like they're using the criminal's world against them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It really is.
Like a total mind game.
And I think it speaks to the ingenuity of law enforcement these days, Traditionally, they've relied on, physical presence, informants, all that classic stuff.
Yeah, like good old-fashioned detective work.
Exactly. But this is different. This is about understanding that in this day and age, everyone leaves a digital footprint.
Right, even if they're trying to hide.
Exactly.
So we were reading that this wasn't just something they threw together overnight.
Yeah.
Apparently, they spent weeks building this profile.
Wow.
Like really crafting this whole identity, making it believable.
That's dedication.
Right. And then they actually started engaging with Kumar through, like, DMs and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Probably giving him compliments, showing interest.
Oh, so it's like building a rapport.
Yeah, like a relationship.
Yeah.
So he'd feel comfortable enough to meet up with her in person.
I see.
So think about that for a second. Like, even someone like Kumar,
Right.
who, has been living outside the law, who is actively trying to stay hidden,
Yeah.
even he couldn't resist that kind of online attention.
I guess it shows that everyone craves connection.
Exactly. Even hardened criminals.
It's like a fundamental human need.
Right.
And it's something that law enforcement is getting really good at exploiting.
Oh, yeah. They're using it to their advantage.
Absolutely.
And the crazy thing is, it actually worked.
Oh, wow.
All that online flirting led to Kumar agreeing to meet up with this supposed model.
So where did they,
In Safdal Enclave.
Okay.
Yeah. And obviously, instead of, bumping into this beautiful woman,
He got a surprise.
he found himself face to face with the Delhi police.
Wow, so they were waiting for him.
Oh, they were ready? They made the arrest, and boom, just like that.
That's incredible.
It's crazy.
What's impressive is that it sounds so simple,
Yeah.
but that simplicity is a sign of a well-executed plan.
Really.
They totally used his own expectations and desires against him.
Totally. And by the way, this whole thing was confirmed by senior police officials.
Okay.
So it's not just, a rumor. It was a legitimate operation.
Wow, so they're really proud of this.
They should be.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a really smart move. Okay, so we've got this dramatic capture thanks to some very 21st century police work.
Yeah.
But to really understand why they went to all this trouble to catch this guy,
Right.
we need to take a look at Kumar's past.
That's true. I mean, this wasn't some petty thief.
Oh, no. This is not a first-time offender.
Right.
His history with the law is extensive, to say the least.
I see.
So it all starts back in 2005 with a kidnapping for ransom case in Nangloy.
Okay.
And this wasn't just a simple kidnapping. It actually ended in the death of the victim.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
That's heavy stuff.
So Kumar was in business with this guy named Shamanlal,
Okay.
and they had this long-standing feud.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of those classic old enmity situations?
Yeah, those can get nasty.
With another guy named Rahul.
Okay.
And their plan was to kidnap Rahul and demand a ransom.
It's like something out of a movie.
Right, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, things went south.
Yeah.
And Rahul ended up dead.
Oh, man.
And it just shows you how quickly things can escalate.
Yeah.
Like, you start out with this plan.
Right.
But then this situation spirals.
Right.
And you end up with this senseless act of violence.
Absolutely.
It's a scary thought.
It is.
So because of his involvement in all this,
Okay.
Kumar was convicted in 2013.
Yeah.
And he was given a life sentence.
Oh, wow.
You know, you would think that would be the end of his criminal career.
That's what you would hope for.
Right.
But clearly not.
Well, it turns out that prison was like a networking event for him.
Really?
Yeah. So while he was serving time in Tihar jail,
Right.
he reportedly connected with some big names in the criminal world,
Like who?
like Vicky Ramzanpur from the Gogi gang,
Oh, wow.
and another guy named Deepak Dabas.
So he was making connections even while he was locked up.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing to think about.
It is. It makes you wonder how effective prisons really are
Right.
at preventing crime. I mean, if you're just making connections with other criminals,
Exactly.
it's not a good sign.
So then in 2014, he gets parole.
Oh, okay.
Now, for anyone who doesn't know, parole is basically when they let you out of prison early
Right.
on the condition that you behave yourself.
Yeah, like you're supposed to follow certain rules, like
Exact.
check in and all that.
Right. It's supposed to help you reintegrate into society.
Right.
But what did Kumar do with his newfound freedom?
Let me guess he didn't exactly go straight.
Not exactly.
No.
He disappeared and then went on this crazy crime spree.
Oh, no.
We're talking murder in Shabad dairy carjackings and Narela Bigampur Alipur.
Jeez.
It was like he got out of jail and just went right back to his old ways.
So he just totally disregarded the terms of his parole.
Completely.
Wow.
But eventually,
They caught him.
they did.
Yeah.
In 2015, he was recaptured
Okay.
and sent back to prison.
So back to square one.
Yeah. You'd think that would be enough to teach him a lesson.
You would hope so.
But nope.
Oh, boy. Here we go again.
Fast forward to 2023, and he gets parole again.
Seriously.
I know. And guess what?
He took off again.
He disappeared. Went on another carjacking spree, this time in Pali.
Oh.
Got arrested again
Unbelievable.
and ended up in Balata jail.
This guy's like a cat with 9 lives.
I know, it's crazy.
He just keeps bouncing back.
And here's the craziest part of it all.
What's that?
Somehow, through all of this, through all these arrests and imprisonments,
Yeah.
Kumar managed to keep his full criminal history a secret.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that the authorities didn't know the extent of his crimes?
Apparently not. It's unbelievable, right?
That is wild. It makes you wonder what kind of system we have in place.
Right, it's a major gap.
A huge oversight.
So let's just take a moment to process all this.
Yeah.
A convicted murderer who has a history of escaping parole and committing more crimes
Yeah.
is finally brought down by a fake Instagram model.
It's like something out of a TV show.
It's almost comical.
Totally.
Hmm.
But I think it really highlights the power of social media.
Oh, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
a double-edged sword.
Yeah, on one hand, it can be used to connect people and share information,
Right.
but on the other hand, it can be exploited.
Yeah, by criminals and by those who are trying to catch them.
Exactly. And in this case, it was definitely used effectively by law enforcement.
It's crazy to think that someone like Kumar,
Yeah.
who's clearly spent years trying to stay under the radar,
Right.
could be so easily lured in by the promise of online attention.
Yeah. I guess it shows that even hardened criminals can be vulnerable.
Totally.
Yeah,
And it's a good reminder for all of us to be careful about who we interact with online.
for sure. You never know who's really on the other side of the screen.
Exactly. So this whole case really shows how police tactics are changing.
Yeah, they're having to adapt to this new digital world.
Right. The old methods aren't gone completely.
No, but they're being supplemented by these new strategies.
It's working.
Clearly.
But you know what this case also brings to light is the problems with the parole system.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, we've seen how easily Kumar was able to violate the terms of his parole multiple times.
Right. It seems like it wasn't very effective in his case.
That's a major concern. It raises a lot of questions about how we can improve things.
Exactly. How can we make sure that people who are released on parole actually stay on the right side of the law?
Right. That's a big question.
It's a complex issue,
It is.
but it's one that we need to address.
Absolutely. So as we wrap things up here,
Yeah.
I think the main takeaway is that the Delhi crime branch was incredibly creative,
And it's successful.
right? They managed to capture a dangerous fugitive using a very unusual method.
It's a fascinating story,
It is.
but it also leaves us with a lot to think about.
It does. It makes you wonder what the future holds,
Exactly, like what's next for law enforcement?
right? How will they continue to adapt to the changing world?
And also, what about the criminals?
Yeah. How will they respond?
It's like a game of cat and mouse.
It is.
And it's only going to get more complex.
Right. And on a more personal level,
Yeah.
it makes you wonder about Kumar.
Yeah, what was going through his mind?
Like, why would someone with his history fall for this trap?
What made him let his guard
I
down?
guess we'll never really know.
But it's definitely something to ponder.
It is.
It's a strange case,
Really strange.
but a fascinating one.
Absolutely.
All right, well, that was a really interesting deep dive.
It was. Yeah, I learned a lot.
Me too. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on the show.